Let me start with a statement that might shock you. Most men think women fall in love because of romance, attention, or constant validation. But that's not actually what makes us fall the hardest. In fact, too much of that can kill attraction instead of building it. Here's the truth. Women fall in love with men who are centered, steady, and unshakable. And this is exactly where Stoicism comes in. You see, women are emotional creatures. We feel everything deeply. And yes, emotions guide so much of how we connect. But here's the paradox. We don't fall in love with men who are just as reactive as we are. We fall in love with men who can hold their ground while we're shifting between emotions. When you're calm while she's storming, when you stay steady while she's testing, when you don't get dragged into every little drama, that's when a woman starts to see you differently. That's when she starts to feel something stronger. Now, I want you to really hear me on this. Women don't fall in love with perfect men who never make mistakes. We fall in love with men who make us feel safe, respected, and challenged all at once. The kind of man who isn't afraid of losing us because he values himself first. And if you understand the philosophy of Stoicism, you'll see exactly why this works. Because Stoicism is about self-control, perspective, and never being ruled by temporary emotions. So, if you've ever wondered why chasing, begging, or trying to win her over doesn't work, this is why. Women don't fall in love with men who hand over their power. We fall in love with men who hold their power without arrogance, who let us feel their presence, not their neediness. And in this video, I'm going to break it all down for you. How women actually fall in love, and how Stoicism plays a much bigger role than you've probably ever realized. 1. Why women test your emotional strength. Here's something most men miss. When a woman tests you, it's not because she wants to ruin the relationship. It's because on some level, she wants to feel your strength. Women test because emotions are messy. Our moods shift, our insecurities pop up, and sometimes, without even realizing it, we push just to see if the man we're with can handle it. Think about it this way. If a woman is snapping at you over something small, or questioning why you didn't text back fast enough, or even pulling back to see how you'll react, those are tests. And here's the part men misunderstand. It's not the details of the test that matter. What matters is how you respond. If you explode, get defensive, or start begging for reassurance, she feels like you can't hold the weight of her emotions. That doesn't make her feel safe. But if you breathe, stay calm, and don't let her drama knock you off balance, she starts to feel something deeper. She feels like she can relax into you. That's the beginning of trust, and trust is the foundation of love. Let me share how this really plays out. Imagine a woman is upset because you didn't reply to her text for hours. When she finally talks to you, she says something sharp. Why didn't you bother to answer me? You clearly don't care. Now, the average man panics. He apologizes, explains, overcompensates, promises to do better. But the man who understands how women work, he doesn't get flustered. He might say calmly, "I was busy. I don't live on my phone." That's it. No overreaction, no begging, just steady, clear, and confident. That response tells her two things. 1, that you value your own time, and 2, that you're not intimidated by her mood. Suddenly, she feels her emotions settle. Why? Because you showed strength without being controlling. That's what I mean by emotional strength. It's not about being cold or heartless. It's about showing her that you're not going to collapse under pressure. And whether we admit it or not, every woman wants that in a man. Because when we know you can handle us at our worst, we can trust you at our best. 2. The calm, masculine presence. We crave women, don't say this out loud often, but we crave a man who has a calming effect on us. A man who doesn't match our chaos with chaos, but instead makes us feel grounded just by how he carries himself. And this isn't about being dominant in some aggressive way. It's about being steady, calm, and unshaken. Here's the truth. Women live in our emotions. That's just how we're wired. 1 minute, we're happy and affectionate. The next, we're anxious or doubting. We don't always make sense, even to ourselves. And when a man reacts to every swing in our emotions, it feels like he's trapped in our storm with us. But when he stays calm, that's when we start to see him as different. That's when attraction deepens. Stoicism teaches men to separate what they can control from what they can't. And from a woman's perspective, that's powerful. Because when we throw emotional energy your way, whether it's stress, insecurity, or even drama, and you don't get pulled into it, we feel like you're someone we can lean on. Let me make this clear. Calm presence doesn't mean silence. It doesn't mean ignoring her or shutting down. It means responding with clarity and steadiness. It means not letting emotions dictate your behavior. If she's upset, you can listen, acknowledge her feelings, and still stand firm in your own ground. That balance is magnetic. Why? Because women are drawn to strength we can feel. And real strength isn't in raising your voice, proving your point, or controlling the situation. It's in showing that no matter what's happening, you remain centered. That's what makes us trust you more, respect you more, and yes, fall for you more deeply. So if you want to understand one of the biggest truths about how women fall in love, it's this. We don't fall for men who lose themselves in our emotions. We fall for men whose presence pulls us out of the storm. 3. How detachment sparks desire. Here's the truth most men don't want to hear. Women don't fall in love with men who are always available, always chasing, and always desperate to prove their love. That kind of energy feels nice for a moment, but it doesn't create desire. What actually pulls a woman in deeper is a man who has a healthy level of detachment, the kind that shows he values himself first. Now, I want you to understand this clearly. Detachment doesn't mean being cold, cruel, or dismissive. It means you're not clinging to her for your sense of worth. You enjoy her, you're present with her, but your life doesn't revolve around her approval. And from a woman's perspective, that is unbelievably attractive. Why? Because when you're detached in a healthy way, it communicates that you choose her, but you don't need her. That's a huge difference. If you need her, she feels smothered. If you choose her, she feels valued. And when she sees that you can walk away if things don't align, it makes her respect you on a deeper level. Respect is what makes attraction last. Think about it. When a man is too eager, when he drops everything for a woman, when he's constantly trying to convince her, it feels like he's putting her on a pedestal. But when a man has his own life, his own passions, his own standards, and doesn't bend those just to keep her, that's when a woman starts chasing him. This is exactly where Stoicism ties in. Stoicism teaches you not to attach your happiness to external things, including a woman's moods, affection, or approval. When you live that way, you naturally create space for her to miss you, think about you, and pursue you. That space is where desire grows. 4. Why self-control beats chasing. Every time I need to be brutally honest here, most men kill attraction by chasing too much. They think that if they just show her enough attention, affection, and persistence, eventually she'll see their value. But here's the harsh truth. The more you chase, the less we respect you. And without respect, love never grows. Self-control is everything. When you hold back from chasing, from over-texting, from over-explaining, you're showing us that you respect yourself. And women notice that immediately. Because if you can't control yourself around us, if you're too quick to give in, too desperate for our attention, we see it as weakness. And women don't fall in love with weakness. Now, this doesn't mean playing games or withholding affection just to manipulate her. It's about balance. If you like her, of course, show her. But don't overdo it to the point where your entire energy screams, "Please pick me." Because the second a man loses self-control, the dynamic flips. She becomes the one in power, and you become the one trying to prove yourself. Women fall in love with men who have restraint, men who can enjoy our company without needing constant reassurance, men who can listen to us vent without jumping to fix or chase validation, men who can say no when it matters. That kind of self-control is rare, and rare is attractive. Stoicism is the root of that self-control. It teaches you not to react emotionally to everything, not to lose yourself in temporary feelings. And when you live that way, you naturally stop chasing, because you know your value isn't tied to whether a woman accepts you. That mindset shifts everything. So if you want a woman to fall in love, here's the secret. Stop running after her and start mastering yourself. Your ability to hold back, to stay calm, and to choose when and how to give is exactly what makes her respect you. And once a woman respects you, love has room to grow. 5. The power of mystery. Let me tell you something that most women won't admit out loud. We don't fall in love with men we fully understand right away. We fall in love with men who keep us intrigued. Men who have depth, layers, and a sense of mystery that makes us want to know more. Picture this. You're spending time with a man who doesn't overshare every detail of his life, but when he does open up, it feels intentional and meaningful. He's not hiding, but he's also not pouring out his entire soul within the first week of knowing you. That subtle restraint, that ability to let things unfold slowly, drives women crazy, in the best way. It creates anticipation, and anticipation is a huge part of desire. The opposite is when a man lays everything on the table immediately. His feelings, his intentions, his insecurities, his plans for the future, all of it within days of meeting. And while it may seem honest and sweet, it usually backfires. Instead of pulling us closer, it makes us feel like the story is already finished before it's even begun. Mystery works because it allows curiosity to grow. And curiosity is what makes a woman think about you when you're not around. It makes her wonder, what's he doing? What's on his mind? Where do I stand with him? Those thoughts are what create emotional attachment over time. Now, this doesn't mean playing games or being vague just to confuse her. It's about pacing. Share yourself gradually. Let her earn parts of you through time, effort, and connection. Make her feel like she's uncovering something rare, not receiving it all at once. From a female perspective, mystery isn't about secrecy. It's about value. When a man has depth, when he's not instantly available in every way, we respect him more. We take the connection more seriously, and that respect slowly builds into attraction, then desire, then love. So, don't underestimate the power of a little mystery. It's not about being hard to read. It's about being a man who has more to him than what meets the eye. That's the kind of man women fall for deeply. 6. Emotional stability wins her heart. Here's a truth that might surprise you. Women don't fall in love with the most exciting guy. We fall in love with the man who makes us feel safe, emotionally, mentally, and yes, even spiritually. And that safety doesn't come from being predictable or boring. It comes from emotional stability. When you're emotionally stable, you're not thrown off by every little mood swing, every test, or every argument. You don't lose yourself when things don't go your way. That calmness is what makes us trust you, and trust is the foundation of love. From a woman's side, emotional stability is magnetic. Because when we see that a man can stay grounded while we're emotional, it shows us that he has strength. Not just physical strength, but inner strength, and that's far more valuable to us than charm or looks. Men who lack stability often overreact. They get jealous too quickly. They overtext when they feel insecure. They shut down when things get hard. And while those reactions are human, they don't inspire love. They inspire doubt. They make us question whether we can actually count on you in the long run. This is why Stoicism is so powerful here. It teaches you not to be a slave to your emotions, but to acknowledge them without letting them control your actions. A man who can feel but not overreact is incredibly attractive. Because in relationships, life will test both of you. If you're steady through those tests, we naturally feel safe with you. So, if you want a woman to truly fall in love, focus less on impressing her and more on grounding yourself. Build that stability. Show her through your actions that you won't crumble under pressure. That consistency is what makes a woman's heart attach for the long haul. 7. Stop overgiving and start leading men. I need to give you a little wake-up call here. One of the biggest mistakes that kills attraction and stops a woman from truly falling in love is when a man overgives, overinvests, and tries too hard to earn her love. You might think you're being romantic, but from a woman's perspective, it actually does the opposite. It makes us feel like you don't see your own value, and if you don't see it, we won't either. Love doesn't grow from a man who constantly bends over backward to please. It grows from a man who leads with confidence, direction, and balance. That's the kind of energy women can relax into. Think about it. When a man is always the one chasing, planning, paying, texting first, apologizing first, he's not showing leadership, he's showing dependency. And dependency never inspires deep respect. Respect is non-negotiable if you want love. Now, here's where the Stoic philosophy plays in. Stoicism teaches self-control, balance, and inner strength. When you live that way, you naturally stop overgiving because you're not seeking validation. You're not doing things just to get a reaction from her. You give when it's right, you pull back when it's needed, and you lead with a steady hand. This is what women respond to. We don't want a man who tries to become our servant. We want a man who stands tall, has his own standards, and invites us into his world without losing himself in ours. That's the man we respect. That's the man we fall for. So here's the truth. If you want a woman to love you deeply, stop thinking it's about doing more. It's about being more grounded, more confident, more disciplined. That's what makes her heart attach in a way that's real and lasting. Here's something most men never hear. Women don't fall in love with the guy who gives the most, talks the most, or chases the hardest. We fall in love with the man who gives us something much rarer, a sense of respect, stability, and curiosity that makes us want to stay close. That's the truth most men overlook. And here's the bold statement you need to sit with. If you think you can make a woman fall in love by constantly proving yourself, you're already losing. Real love comes when a woman realizes she doesn't have you. She has to earn you, just as much as you earn her. So ask yourself, are you over-giving, over-explaining, or over-chasing? Or are you standing firm in who you are, letting her feel the weight of your presence, and creating the kind of respect that turns attraction into love? I want you to think about that. Because at the end of the day, Stoicism isn't just philosophy. It's a way of living that makes you the kind of man women can truly fall for. Calm, centered, unmoved by chaos. That's the man she won't forget. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever noticed a woman fall harder for you when you pulled back, focused on yourself, and stopped chasing? Share your experiences in the comments. I'll be engaging with you there because these conversations matter.